Hi everyone, so I've seen a few comments floating around here and there on what to know before you get a German Shepherd, and although I'm not an expert or a German Shepherd trainer, I haven't had a bunch of German Shepherd dogs, he's my only one, I thought I could just probably give you my top 5 tips on what I have personally experienced. If this even helps one person, I would be happy. So these are not in any particular order. So the first thing that I want to just quickly mention, but I feel like it's one of the most important factors when you decide on getting a German Shepherd, and I feel like it's something that not a lot of people know about, is that German Shepherds are naturally protectors. They're natural guard dogs, and literally it's in their nature to protect their owner and their home. And I'm not saying this to like downplay anything or to be taken lightly, because things can go terribly wrong. Honestly, we've had some serious near misses with Shadow. It wasn't very apparent while he was a puppy, like, you know, a year old or anything, but it's becoming more and more apparent. But it's becoming more and more apparent as he grows up. Oh, you're so needy, little one. Okay, here's your attention. This is why it takes me so long to film. Oh, okay. Yes, I do. I love you so much. So that means it's extremely important that they are well socialized while they're very, very young, and we did that. As soon as I got him, what kind of noises are you making? Oh my goodness. While he was very, very young, it was literally like the first week I had gotten him, you know, after he's had all the injections and stuff, take him to the dog park, let him socialize with all other dogs. I could not stress enough how important it is for him to be socialized with every single human, like babies, adults, kids, teenagers, grandparents, like everything possible, and as many of that as possible. You know, like if it was my choice, I would love if random people just came over every single day, so that he is very well aware that not everyone is trying to attack us and not everyone is an enemy or going to harm me. Shadow's quite a hesitant dog, and I mean it's a lot of factors as well. It's how they dress, their energy that they give off, and it truly is like a real thing. Like, I never thought people could give off energy where dogs could really feel it, but there has been some cases where people wearing certain colors, people wearing certain types of clothing has given off him, you know, bad energy. People that don't smile, I don't know, it's not a good time. So it like truly is in their blood to protect, and the last thing you want is for your dog to attack a new friend that's coming over, you know? Really, really not a good time. And I mean, you can't really blame them, because it truly is like their job. They feel like it's their duty to protect, to guard the house. He is worth way more than any security I could ever purchase, and that is just hands down the truth. Yeah, okay, I do love you. I appreciate the work you do every single day. You don't even go to sleep because of it. You're the best guard dog in the world. My second point is exercise. And I feel like this is probably something that a lot of people are aware of, and it just seems natural. You know, like obviously dogs need exercise, and especially German Shepherds. They need a lot of mental stimulation, because German Shepherds have so much energy. It's unreal. And I don't know if you can tell from him just going around this room, he can't really stay still in one spot for more than like a minute. I'm not even making that up. I've never seen him stay still in a spot for over a minute. Whereas Kano, the Bull Mastiff, can do like 3 hours. They are so different when it comes to energy levels. Like, the reason I think that I've stayed thin without going to the gym and eating well is because of Shadow. I mean, this kind of leads on to hip dysplasia and hip displacement, which is what he has. When he was a puppy, like super young, when, you know, I first got him, exercised him so much, like incredible amounts, especially over the weekends. He would do like 3, 4, 5 hours of just continuous exercise, uphill, downhill, all that stuff. And then once I found out that he had hip dysplasia, that completely changed my way of exercising him, and his fitness, if you want to call it that, became more like little like spurts of it during the day. So like 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, half an hour here, half an hour there, not continuously, because he needed a rest in between, and that really helped with his hips, along with supplements and along with so many other things which I can go on about. So, German Shepherds grow really bloomin' fast. Like, he went literally from this to like this in a few months. And if you're like me, a 5-foot woman, tiny petite woman, you're gonna really struggle with the pulling power that they have. I mean, he can just pull like no other. He has so much determination and he does not give up on pulling no matter how hard you tug him. This is truly like one of my number one tips, is investing in a really good preventing pulling harness. A lead type thing is so important. So I've got a few to show you. These ones from Halti are honestly like sent from heaven. This one here, the mouth pulling one, is really cool. It's a collar around his mouth and it's worked so well. This one has worked so well when we first started training him with you know, to not pull us, and this one is what we use now. So this is a body harness, but basically both of them is pretty simple to explain. You know, the mouth one, basically if you tug it, it turns his face towards another way, which diverts his attention and stops him from pulling, and he just kind of stops because he's not focused on whatever he was focused on pulling you at. And this one is the exact same thing, it just moves his entire face. So this one here moves his entire body, so it moves like it's connected to this area on him, like where his chest is, and it just moves his body that way. Absolutely amazing. And this is what they look like. This one is the body harness, really cool. Not a fan of the red, but that's all they made. And this one here is the nose snout harness, which is extremely dirty. So other two harnesses that I want to mention, well, they're actually one, but we've got two of them, are the Julius canine harnesses. I don't recommend these if they're still learning to not pull you. These are definitely great once they have trained into not really pulling you. I use this was like the first ever harness that I bought for Shadow, and it just wasn't a great time. Like, he pulls even stronger with this on because it really does not divert his attention. It just pulls him back, which doesn't really do anything. This one's actually Shadow's and this one's actually Kano's, and this one's broken now because Shadow's basically chewed up the buckle bit. So we've found that Shadow just is not really suited for the Julius canine harness because he still does pull. He is getting better, he's getting so much better, he's improved so much. But Kano, on the other hand, he doesn't really pull, so he's really suited towards the Julius canine one. The pulling thing has been something that I've been trying to work on for ages and ages. I mean, ever since he was probably about 6 months old. It just takes so much time and so much patience, and yeah, he's getting so much better now though. Like, there are times where I don't even need to use any harness at all and I can just have him on a lead and he'll be right beside me. But then there are days where he will just pull me like it's the end of the world. Okay, so my fourth point is kind of like 2 points in one, but not really. They shed like nothing else. They shed and they love water. A successful and smart cleaning routine is so important. I would recommend to actually take time before you buy a German Shepherd to think about and plan out a cleaning routine, you know, for your house, for your car, anything that's really important. So for example, in our house we have towels like basically everywhere around the entrances where the dogs come in and out, just because they will be in mud. They will walk through mud and dirt and everything and come through the house. We have so many baby wipes. We've got a towel just to wipe their paws before they come in. The car, I have a boot cover which really just prevents dirt and mud from getting in my boot, but not fur flying everywhere. We've got 2 different Dyson vacuums. I can, like, this honest, I've got a whole video on this actually. Like, the list goes on about cleaning with a German Shepherd, but it's definitely something not to be downplayed at all. It is seriously bad. Like, the amount of fur they have, their love, Shadow's love for water, like really puts out so much energy and time out of my life, because the amount of cleaning involved in that, I could go on forever, but it is definitely something to be aware of and, you know, like, expected. If you've got a nice house, if you've got a nice car, like, you really want to put down strategies and steps to prevent any losses and damages. My last point, which I thought was a kind of funny one, but maybe something that not a lot of people know about, is that German Shepherds are like sticky tape. Shadow is literally my shadow, and that's why I named him that. I named him that before I even knew him, so I gave him the name the first day that I got him, obviously not knowing what his personality was like, but he sticks to me like glue. Do I look at my phone? Do you see the amount of energy energy he's gone. It's because he hasn't been for a walk so far. But to be fair, it's only 9 AM, so let's all relax, you know? He follows me everywhere that I go, like literally everywhere. To the toilet, to the shower, the garage, everywhere that I'm at. When I wash my car outside the house, he's obviously not really allowed. I like to leave him in the house, in like the foyer, and he'll just sit in the foyer. Like, he will need to be as close as he can be to me wherever I'm at when I'm at home. They're a great companion dog. They really do. I think that's kind of like related to his guard dog and protection personality, and you know, their natural instinct is they need to always protect you. So I feel like that's why he needs to be by me all the time, which I'm definitely not complaining about. I absolutely love that. I love that he's always with me, and I will never ever lose him unless someone steals him. God, that's like, that literally gives me like goosebumps. I did actually write down a last point which I thought was pretty important, that again not a lot of people would think about before getting a dog. I think if you're renting, which I'm like a lot of people do, and it's completely cool and fine, not all landlords like German Shepherds. Actually, I think a lot of them don't. And this is literally like from my personal experience from traveling with Shadow, like Airbnbs and motels. Even though it says like it is pet friendly, a lot of them that we've found have had a bit of a problem with German Shepherds and large dogs like him. Dogs that are deemed to be like aggressive, or I hate talking about this because it just makes me so mad that they've got this, German Shepherds have this reputation, not a great reputation when it comes to being in houses. I don't, you know, like they ruin things, so it's pretty hard to have landlords or motels and Airbnbs accepting a German Shepherd. I've had a bit of issues in the past, still do actually, with that, and it really annoys me because he is so well trained in the house and there's absolutely no issue with him damaging anything in a house, or it's definitely a challenge. But for me, it's always been worth it. It does become troublesome when you try to rent, and we have tried to rent. In Christchurch, it took a long time to find a place that actually accepted a pet, let alone a German Shepherd, and then the landlord has to meet your dog. Thank God Shadow was on his best behaviour, and he was looking all pretty and calm, and he was really great. So yeah, we did manage to get a place. I hope that this was somewhat useful. I really don't know if it was, but I mean, these are just truly my personal experiences with owning him for about, you know, 2.5 years now. I will see you in my next video. Bye.